Back with another Savage stream. Thanks everybody for tuning in and checking out my channel, and thanks to everybody liking, sharing, and commenting on my videos and subscribing to my channel. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for all of that. Okay, so tonight we are going to talk about CCX and the profits that we've made over the past week mining on the Kajimi rig, which is a 10 by P10690 rig. And we're just going to check out, should be a pretty quick video because we're just going to check out the profits and talk about the hardware a little bit, and we'll go from there. But none of this is financial advice, none of this is what to mine advice. You guys do what you want. I'm just telling you what I'm doing on my end. About 3 weeks ago we switched over from, we had started out on Ethereum Classic, and we should have stayed on Ethereum Classic, but that's a whole other issue. We started out on Ethereum Classic back in November of 2020, and then I think we mined 5 months or 5 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks on Ethereum Classic, and then we switched over to Raven on the same rig. And remember, these P10690s are 3 gig cards, so you know, we're not able to mine Ethereum, full-blown Ethereum, regular Ethereum, only Ethereum Classic, Raven Coin, you know, CCX, and a bunch of others. But anything that requires more than 3 gig, we are not able to mine with this rig. So then we mined Raven, and then about 3 weeks ago, we switched over to Conceal. Conceal's got some really great stuff coming this month, actually, and I think it's this Sunday. Sunday they are releasing their C Live, which is their encrypted peer-to-peer messaging system. You know, text messages, video, file sharing, all kinds of cool stuff in there. That is supposed to be released on Sunday. That's huge. Hopefully it's huge. I know they've been working on it a really long time, because I've seen it and I've had it for quite some time, just playing around with like the beta version, I guess. But they've had quite a while to work on it, and I think hopefully it's going to be really spectacular. Can't, you know, I mean, it's an awesome team, so I really expect the best type of product from them. So hopefully they live up to that. I think they will. So what exactly is CCX? Some of you that are kind of new to my channel, you might not know what CCX is. I've done quite a bit of content on them, so if you have any questions about CCX, you should probably check out my channel. I've talked about them extensively. We actually mined CCX for more than a year, essentially at a loss for a year, you know, during the bear market, because it was not profitable. But I really felt like I was mining for the future. I knew that, I was hoping that in the future, you know, their value would go up quite a bit, and it would be worth it in those really rough months where we were mining it at a loss. So that has actually come to fruition, because they're at like 40 something cents now. Back then they were 7 or 8 cents, maybe even less. I think at one point they were down to like 5 cents or 4 cents during that time that we were mining them. So, you know, they had a recent high whenever the bull market was going full blast, before all this chaos started happening. Recently, they had a high of, I think it was $1.60, if I remember right, $1.61, something like, maybe might be too high. It might be $1.31. It's somewhere up there, way above $1. And now we're back down to 40-cent range. But you know, I think things will turn around hopefully here in short order. I don't know, because I'm not an analyst, but I think everything's going to be okay. Was this about is this a 30% pullback, which is pretty common in bull runs, so bull markets? I'm actually not worried at this point, even though my portfolio is wrecked from its all-time high. That's okay. I think we're going to be okay. I think we're going to make it. I don't think the bull run's over, in my opinion. So let's check out, before I get on a market rant here. So this is Conceal's website. It's conceal.network. If you want to learn all about what the project is about, I mean, it's clearly, you know, their website is basically the main place to go. So be sure to check that out. I do have a link in the description down there. So if you are curious about what CCX is all about, go check out their website. And if you look at what to mine, I know recently it has not been at the top because of a little bit of a pullback. But even for like this rig here, it essentially is 1050 Ti's almost. You know, CCX uses the CryptoNight-GPU algorithm, and this is the actual numbers from the rig are really close to what the rig is actually getting. So I have that plugged in here, and you can see, where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? It's way down here. Okay, so about $4.88 after power, right? 7.26 before, and that's where we're at. But you know, it has been up here at the top. It's just that the way things are working with the little pullback that we're experiencing, that's why it's all the way down here like this. So whenever it was $1 or $1.10 or $1.20, it was definitely towards the top of profitability. And then one of the main things that CCX is based on, you know, it's decentralized finance, private transactions, and encrypted messaging. They've had the messaging in the wallet for a really long time, but don't get that confused with CLive. CLive, and it might be a different name on Sunday, but right now it's CLive, ConcealID, and that's their basically their peer-to-peer encrypted messaging system, whether it's file sharing, video, text, all that stuff. And that is different than normal encrypted messaging. The encrypted messaging that you know, came with or started with the project was basically inside the wallet, right? So you have like send message right here. You know, this is all encrypted messaging as well, but it is separate from CLive. And then what they're really known for initially is decentralized finance, but see, this is kind of new, right? Like their older website did not have decentralized finance on it. It was actually not too many people called it that. You know, there were projects that were based on it, but these guys, this team had known or had looked into the future and said, okay, you know, I think that we should make a project that has some of the features of the traditional banking system, and in this case, it's basically like a CD, like a blockchain CD. Certificate of deposit is basically the way that you could look at their primary focus initially. Now they're getting into a lot more, you know, bridging between Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, you know, Wrap CCX. They're definitely getting further into DeFi as things evolve around them, but they are staying on top of that. This was something that they saw 3 years ago whenever they launched, which was 2018, and they had initially started like this. It's essentially you lock up your coins or a certain amount of coins. Now this is the third revision of this type of interest earning, you know, hash time lock contract, HTLC, on a blockchain. And this is cold staking, which means that you don't have to leave your wallet open. You don't have to have a VPS. You don't have to have a virtual private server, none of that stuff. Once it's done, it's locked inside of a contract on the blockchain, and that's it. You don't have to worry about it anymore until it's time to actually withdraw. Then you have to go and withdraw it. So this was one of their primary focuses. This is the third iteration. This is the third version of their compound interest earning capability on the blockchain and on their blockchain. And this is like, it has 3 tiers. You know, we talked about this in previous videos, and I talk about it at length in other videos, so I'm just going to skim over it now. But just know that you know, this is one of their focuses. Initial focus was on this particular product or this particular feature where you're earning interest on locked coins. So you're staking, you're cold staking, and then earning interest on those. And you know, we're going to actually do this in a couple of weeks, I think, because we locked up on one of the previous streams. We locked up 100 CCX right here, and I think that if we go to banking, yeah, on 6/10 we'll be able to withdraw that 100. So once we get to that point, you know, we can say withdraw deposit, and it'll go back into our main wallet. And this is actually showing, it doesn't show the actual interest earned. It won't be a lot because there's only 100 for 1 month. So yeah, like right here, 0.002 is all we're going to earn because it's not a lot of CCX, and it was for a very short amount of time. So, you know, but I really just did that to show how to stake, and that was it. And then I'll show how to withdraw and all that. Okay, so that's a real quick overview of CCX concealed, and they are doing, I don't know if it's going to come on this Sunday with the C Live. I don't know if that's part of the branding that they're kind of going through. Hopefully they don't change too much. I think it's a light rebranding. I don't know exactly what they're going to do, whether or not their logos are going to change, the name's going to change, ticker's going to change. I doubt the ticker is going to change because that's kind of chaotic whenever you start changing tickers, unless they've already communicated this way ahead of time with all the exchanges. And they don't have a lot of exchanges, which that's good because it's, you know, there wouldn't be a lot of communication there. But, you know, like with the aggregators and all that stuff, it would take some time to figure all that stuff out. Not saying that they won't do it, but I kind of feel like they're going to leave CCX as the ticker. But I don't know about the name, the logo, all that stuff. I don't know. We will see. I know that that's something that they're working on. So let's look at the actual hardware of this rig. Get into the meat of this stream here. So here's the hardware. You can see I've got two columns here. I've got the cost. This was the cost to me, and estimated, obviously. And then today's price is what you would pay for that specific hardware today. So comparatively speaking here, I basically paid, you know, some of the stuff I had just laying around, extra stuff from other rigs or rebuilds or whatever. But I guesstimated at the price, or at the, you know, for the price that I paid for it. Now the GPUs, I did buy the GPUs right after Ethereum Classic forked to ETC hash. So this cost is accurate. It was $35 each. I did buy 11. One of them, the 11th one, was bad, basically right out of the box. They were not brand new. They are used. You know, you can't really, I don't know if you could buy a brand new 5-year-old GPU like these. So 4 or 5 years anyway. So yeah, I paid $35. That was before the huge mining boom and market, you know, and the bull run and all that. This was at the end of November. It's before all this chaos started, especially on the hardware side. And right now, these GPUs are roughly 175. This is kind of low. I think that they're more like 200, 210, 225, something like that. And it is, you know, somewhat enticing for me to sell them. But I like doing this kind of content, so I think I'm going to hold on to them for at least another week. I mean, if this goes way higher than 200, then I would have to say, yeah, I'm going to probably have to put them up for sale. The other big ticket item here is this H110 Pro BTC Plus mining motherboard. Let's look at the actual. Here's the P10690s that have sold recently, and I'll show you the motherboard in just a second. So you can see this is ended recently. You can see the prices here. This is $190 plus $12 for shipping, so that's $202 is the cheapest one, right, with shipping and all that. So, you know, whenever I bought them, I would come in here. I found a guy selling, I think he had 35 of them or something, and he was selling them for, it was either $35 or $34.99 or whatever each, and I bought 11 of them. And the reason I bought 11 is because I modified the Beta 6 GPU frame to fit 11 GPUs on it. So that's why I got 11 of them, just so I could fit them all on one rig. And yeah, so roughly 200 there. And then for the motherboard, the ASRock H110 Pro BTC Plus, these were 35 or 40 bucks a year ago, and now they are 10 times that. So that is crazy, insane prices for hardware. This motherboard is what, 4 years old now, I think. So yeah, prices are crazy still. And again, this is like ended recently. This is like current information here. Pretty crazy with the prices. I do have a video on how to us building this rig, right? I say us, but you know, me building it with you guys. So if you want to check that out, I'll throw that in the chat, and you can see right here how this is a Veta 6 GPU frame, but I drill my own holes in the IO bracket up here, and so that I can fit more GPUs in that same frame. All right. Hey, thanks, Soapy Fresh. Publicly said the ticker will stay CCX. I kind of figured that. I wasn't sure, but yeah, I was pretty sure. Hey, what's up, Max? What is up, Crypto Mikkel? Crypto Bedell? What's going on, Gerald Moss? Thanks, Soapy, for hanging out. You probably know what the profits are there, because I'm mining on your pool. All right, so if we go over here to the way I do this is I go to the wallet, and then I go to transactions, and then I export a CSV, and then I pull that CSV, I open it with Google Sheets, okay, and then I pull that into here, just copying and pasting a bunch of stuff. But you can see right here, this is us mining Ethereum Classic back in November, basically December's first day, and then you know, we did that until March 7th, and then we switched over to Raven. So we mined Raven for a few weeks here. Each one of these is basically a week. Looks like we mined Raven for 6 weeks? 7 weeks, maybe? Wow, we did quite a while for Raven. And then we switched over to Conceal. So here's the profits for that, or the transactions for that, the mining rewards for that. The first week, it looks like we only earned 41. Now, this is not correct, because remember, it's not 93 cents anymore. It's like 41. So I'd have to change. Let's go and check and see what it is right now. So I'd have to change each one of them. That's not right. Yeah, 41.6. Okay. And this is what the transactions look like whenever you export it as a CSV out of the wallet. It looks like this. So I have to just copy and paste stuff. It looks like that. And that was previously, right? But that was the value whenever we initially mined, you know, for that week. So it's been kind of on the decline here. So that's why the rewards are a lot less. See how it can eat into your profits for sure. Now this is the most recent. We mined, it looks like we mined 106 this week, this past week, 41 cents each, so about $43. And the cool thing about this particular rig though is that we are way in profit on this rig. Okay, now it's going to change a little bit. I didn't want to change these numbers because I wanted to do this live. You can see the electric cost up here. You know, I added some things to this so that we can kind of figure it out over a period of time. You could come in here and plug in the number of weeks or the number of days that the rig has been online and figure out the total cost. And then eventually we could probably apply that to one of these values down here, you know, the total earned, so that we can actually get a fairly accurate number with where we're at with this rig. But at this point, still, it is way paid for itself, way broken even. Wow, ETH gas is down somewhat reasonable. Well, still a little high, but all right. So let's look at ETC. See, I get distracted so easily. 92.87. So see, that's going to change our payoff here. 92.87. So we're down to 45.53 on that. Now I did go ahead and swap this. I traded ETC for Ethereum. I did that yesterday. So this is kind of a realized gain as far as that goes. I no longer have the ETC. So you know, it's a done deal. So I would have to, then I would have to start looking at ETH and that 1 ETH, or a little bit more than one, I think it's like 1.13 or something, with what that value is, which is actually lower now. And that's how I would apply it. You know, I'd have to apply that to this, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keeping tabs on it this way, even though I don't have that ETC anymore. So Raven, what is Raven at now? Raven's down there too, 12.9. All right, and this ROI on the end here, this is like total to break even. So 100% would have been broken even. So you can see that we're still way above. I mean, we basically 4.5 times this rig, and you can see that over here with the hardware, you know, at $1,128 for the total, and we've made, you know, $48.59 still. So a little bit less than that now, because, you know, we're gonna look right here. So we have to actually update this too. Need to add in this number right here. Okay, so we've earned about 228, it looks like. Current value of CCX. I guess I should have already known what that was. Something like that. So we went from like 5,500 to 48.68, but still way above break even. You know, basically 4.5 times the cost of the rig. So that's pretty good. What's up, Chaincoin? Yeah, everybody smash that like. All right, so I don't know if I'm probably gonna leave this on CC. Oh, I need to show the pool here. Let's show Soapy Fresh's pool. And I did a tweet today also about this too, because whenever you go to miningpoolstats.stream, and then, you know, this is pretty typical for someone that wants to mine a project. They'll go here to find a pool to mine it on, right? So we're gonna go here. We're gonna look up CCX. Okay, so then, you know, people that are not 100% familiar with, or, you know, a lot of experience with how mining works, they probably think that the best thing that they can do is probably go with the top one, right? But that's actually not really that good of a thing to do. That is that's a bad practice. You want to spread out the hash rate over as many pools as you can. You know, like ideally you would probably have, you know, 10% on each pool or whatever, right? Depending on how many pools. All right, so that ideally that's the way it would be. But in this case, you know, you see that HashVault has got a huge amount of CCX hash rate. Not really worried about like 51% attacks or anything like that, but I think that there's some protection that CCX has for that. But again, you still just want to spread it out. And, you know, some people might think, well, if I'm on this pool, then I'll just, you know, inherently earn more rewards because this pool is bigger and it's earning more rewards. But that's not really the way it works, because it's based on luck. It's based on, you know, your percentage of hash rate that you're providing to the pool, luck, and some other things, right? So there's more to it than that. Over time, now if you're jumping pools, like if you're running between different pools, then that's different. And you shouldn't do that. I'm just saying that if you are one of those people that do that, then you know, you would have a different goal, right? But if you're just supporting the project and you want to earn the appropriate amount of awards based on your hash rate, you would mine on a pool for a length of time, not just swap between whatever's most profitable at the time, according to this. Right now, again, over time, you're going to earn the rewards based on your hash rate. Now, yeah, you could pop on a pool and get super lucky. The pool gets lucky, you know, and hits 5 blocks or 6 blocks in a row or whatever. You know, that can happen, but over time, your luck is going to level out at 100%, and You know, you might hit a few blocks early, you might hit a few blocks late, but over time it will work out. And that's the way that this works. So, you know, Soapy Fresh, he's active in the community, got a YouTube channel, all that cool stuff. So I went to his pool to actually mine CCX, and it's done great. I mean, I think that the rewards, if you bounce the rewards back and forth between, okay, so it says right here 223, right? Now I calculated, I think it was pretty close to that, 228. Okay, so I don't know if maybe I don't know how this actually. Let me refresh this, see if I got another payout. No, okay. So maybe I don't know why that doesn't match. I might have started with 5 in the wallet or something. I don't know. But anyway, it's really close. So 223, and let's see here. See my stats here. I did recently change my payout from 1 to 20, so that there's not so many payouts. So that's good. What was I going to show you? Lost my train of thought. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was going to go to what to mine and show you with that amount of hash rate. So if I go over here to HiveOS, this is the rig right here. It's got 4218 hashes, right? 4.2K. So let me plug that into here. 4.2, actually, it's already there. And then about 947 watts. I do have this, you know, the settings for this particular rig set to where I've added an appropriate amount of wattage to match it at the wall. So what I'm seeing right here is pretty close to what's at the wall. So I'm going to go 947 for the power, which is pretty close right there. Okay, I'll just leave it like that. Calculate, and then we're going to go and see how many CCX we're supposed to earn about a day. So about 18. So 18 times, I'm not going to do math live for you guys. 18 times 7 is what? 126. So 18 times 7 is 126. And how many did we earn? Based on this week, it says 106. So we're about 20 short. But again, you know, it all works out over time, right? So there's going to be maybe this coming up week. I mean, you can see what the previous weeks were. Now, all this has to do with difficulty. There's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of factors here, guys. But, you know, if you're just comparing week to week, you can see that there are some differences here. You know, that first week was only 41. You know, the difficulty was probably up there because when this was happening, people were moving their rigs to CCX because it was at the top of the profitability chart. You know, for some GPUs, for some hardware. So then we got 80, and then this week we got 106. So we're sitting good. I mean, that's close, right? That's close enough. And it's not like we're, you know, so far off that it doesn't make sense. This does make sense. So there you go. Yeah, I got a message here that my stream was dropping some frames. Says it's pretty good now, though. Yeah, it seems to be just buffering a little bit. Don't know why. Yeah, it's definitely buffering. That's okay. I'm going to be out of here anyway. Hopefully it doesn't keep doing that, though. Yeah, something's going on. Don't know what it is. It keeps dropping a little bit. This could be good now. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's buffering anymore. No, there it goes. It did it again. All right, guys. It's 10 o'clock anyway. I'm going to get out of here. Hopefully you can at least hear this part. Be sure to, if you thought that this was entertaining or educational in any way, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Click the notification bell. Make sure you get notified whenever I post new videos or go live, all that cool stuff. Be sure to check out dogelord.com for your crypto merch. You know that there's a lot of cool stuff over there. Whenever I was first getting into crypto, I wanted to wear some shirts and buy shirts for, to represent crypto, and I had problems finding them initially. You had to go to some random store on Amazon and you weren't really sure of the quality and stuff. This way right here, it's kind of all in one place, and you've got some really great content from a lot of different YouTubers and the like. So cool stuff over there. Be sure to check those out, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. I'm not sure what the content's going to be. It'll probably be about CCX.